So now I'm recording. So finally, after all this time, we're finally getting a chance to sit down and talk about the Freeman mech from Joytoy. Everybody had to wait for me to get one because I didn't pull the trigger fast enough. And then Guts pointed out a place to get it that I didn't think of, that I should have, and I got it. And I got it actually, it's been about a year, right? Yeah, it's been about a year since I got this.
You fucking slacker.
But you know, now we're gonna sit down and geek out about it in the way we usually do. But anyway, I'm here with ODCdatsme.
Hello.
And them Guts.
All right, how you doing?
Trying to be all reserved and shit.
You go from me, oh hello, to oh hey, how's it going?
So I think so. Which versions of the Freeman do you guys have? Like the sand version? You have it too?
Me too.
Okay, cool. So we all got the same one. Yeah, I got the sand version too. Cool. I know I've seen pictures. I don't know why I forgot which ones everybody has, but cool. So shit, we'll just do it in order the way I normally do reviews. We'll just do it together. So first impressions of the mech when we first saw pictures of it. What'd you guys think?
Oh shit. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Game changer. I thought the level of detail, and then when I saw the articulated points, I was like, oh shit. And then when I saw that you could actually put a 3 3/4 inch figure in it, comfortably, with room, to spare, I was sold. I was like, yep, that's gonna change the game for 3 3/4 inch collectors.
Yeah. The problem is that they didn't go anywhere with that. Because they did this one, and then like it's weird because the Freeman is not it's not the biggest of the mechs that they've done, like the kind of manageable scale mechs that, you know, like compared to the 125th scale and 127th scale or whatever it is, 124 and 127. Like the Pongu is bigger than this thing, and so is the dual blade swordsman, but they have the cockpit space for the smaller figures. So if they just took those figures, those previous ones, and made the cockpit space big enough, you know, the size of the Freeman, we'd be in business. Because I mean, the Freeman it's pretty perfect as far as it's a manageable size. It's not too tall, it's not too lanky, and you got plenty of room to put their hands, like put them in and then move their arms around on the gears. Like, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I was surprised because that's, you know me, like I'm all about the mechs in general, and like when I saw you finally could put one, it's not a super huge thing. It wasn't going to cost $500, and it was going to fit the 1/18 scale, you know, figures. I was like, shit, it's about damn time, man. It's about time.
$100 for the mech, the gun, attachments.
Shit, I didn't even pay $100. I think I paid what?
Yeah, I think it was like
it was like 70, 60 or 70.
Yeah, I ordered mine. What was it? I ordered mine from. I think by the time I had ordered it, I was a little late, and I missed all the pre-orders.
Did you get it from Big Bad Toy Store?
I had to get it from Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, that's why you paid more.
Back then, that was before the days of me purchasing on a regular basis from directly from Locker Toys. So
yeah. That's the problem with Big Bad Toy Store, man. They do overcharge. Like even with the line I'm working on now, I know it's fucking $50 for the figures. We were like, can't we keep it closer to the 35 like we're doing on the Kickstarter itself? And they're like, nah, it's not gonna pretty much be feasible for them. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be lucrative for them if they don't raise the price. And I'm just like, fuck, man. Think about.
I thought that was the actual price. I didn't know that was Big Bad's.
Yeah, it's Big Bad. They always do that.
I mean, they mark shit up all the time.
Yeah, they always mark shit up. Because like that's another reason why for a long time I didn't pick up any Joytoy figures from them. I don't think I've ever bought a Joytoy figure from Big Bad Toy Store because their prices are significantly higher than everybody else. strangely enough, though, for I did buy Warden from Big Bad Toy Store, and he wasn't like up. They didn't, I don't know, overprice him like they do with everything else. He was exactly the same price there as he was at like some of the other places that sell Transformers specifically, except they were sold out. So I went with Big Bad Toy Store. So yeah, I mean, I guess if it's expensive enough, they won't rake you over the coals.
Because they're probably not moving enough product because it's too, outside the grasp.
Yeah, I mean,
I pre-ordered the first 118 figures.
Yeah.
From Big Bang. Yeah. The first three, I forgot their names. Anton, I forgot the other.
Oh, you got
those?
those?
Yeah, you got those. You got Andre and Anton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
The sand one, but I
see, that's the one. The sand one was the one I wanted. I pre-ordered him from a place that had an eBay store.
eBay, yeah.
And he never came. And then I kept asking him, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Like a year passed. He never came. I see reviews from other people in like Thailand and all these other parts. Never came. So I canceled. I tried to cancel the thing, and they wouldn't answer my my emails. So I canceled with PayPal. Then years later, they took the money back. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you take the money back? I never got what I was, what I ordered. And I gave them the information about the seller and everything, and they were like, you waited too long. I was like, it's a pre-order item, though. There should be a different set of rules for something you paid for in advance.
Oh, yeah. PayPal, they have weirdo rules. They don't understand extenuating circumstances at all. They don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once you didn't receive the product.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah. That should be the red flag right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I want to shit. One of these days you gotta send me pictures or something, because I really wanted those guys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did re-release them technically in that Russian 3-pack.
I have the Russian 3-pack. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, fucking the Freeman it should have changed the game, and in some ways it still did. I hope that down the road they actually are like, yo, let's go back to this instead of the super ginormous charge you arm and a leg for for a mech with a backpack. Even though they look cool, don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing them, but I think like they could do it a different way and it would probably be a little bit better. But yeah, the Freeman's sick. It looks like something. This looks more like something that would be in Titanfall than some of the previous mechs, because it has that bulky, the one eye type camera thing for the head. Mm-hmm. It's got that whole feel to it. Even the gun, it looks like the tone, almost like the tone from Titanfall, with the big ass batteries all over it and shit.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, man. They nailed it. And they nailed it without just ripping off Titanfall, so they couldn't get in trouble. Because you remember that was a big problem with them early on.
Yeah, with the 124 scale.
Yeah. And I still love them.
For me, that's what made me jump on it, honestly. I thought Titanfall, Scorch,
I
need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So while we're talking about the Titanfall stuff, what about those the other mechs that they just showed pictures of not too long ago? It was like a month ago or something. They revealed some mechs that look more like the Ogre from Titanfall 1. There was another one that looked more like the Scorch. Remember we were talking about it? It's a smaller, it's a 1/25th scale one, but it actually looks like some shit from Titanfall. And then there's another one with it looks kind of like the Atlas.
Is that the white one or the gray?
Yeah, I think he's like gray or white. There's two of them. Yeah. It's two different colors, but it's Jesus Christ, it's two different colors, but it's the same general design. It's big ass hulking, fucking monster of a mech. I was
tempted, but I had to. I'm done with the 124.
Yeah,
I'm done. One line only.
Yeah. See, for me, I'm sticking with the smaller ones because, like, I just couldn't get in on the Fear mechs. They were just too big. And like I said, I hate the backpacks, but yeah, the Iron Wrecker is what it's called.
Yeah, the design is cool. I just wish they were 1/18 scale.
Yeah.
But I'd pick one of them up if that were the case.
Yeah, I might get both of these because man, this is right up my alley, and they're the right size, and they're not, like almost $200. that works
True.
for me.
True. I mean, their prices have definitely gone up since the Freeman.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That's frustrating.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's frustrating because I mean the same people who were buying them back then are the same people buying them now, but the logic is always different. Like for the different sellers and stuff, they find different ways to get you and keep getting you. So, has anyone, before we jump into like the sculpt and all that stuff, has anyone taken a look at the Iron Skeleton? It's an older Joytoy. It's one of the ones. It's the smaller ones, the 1/24th scale, I think. What scale is this? Yeah, 1/24th scale. But it's one of the ones that has the smaller arms. It has big ass arms to hold its primary weapon, and it has the smaller arms to hold like secondary weapons and stuff. And it in the cockpit, it has that little cavity for you to put the same ones we were just talking about before we started recording, where you put the torso in there and let it sit.
Yeah.
That's the tan one, right?
Yeah, it's tan. It has a big old battle axe and whatnot.
Yeah, I skipped on those. The takeaway kind of took me away from it.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Yeah, I might at one point look at those because it reminds me of the mech that God, what is her name? Brooks, I think her name. I can't remember. She's the captain of the she's one of the commanding officers of the IMF in or ILF, I think is what they're called, in Titanfall 2. She had a red mech, remember? And before the drop, she gives the big speech and everything, get you all hyped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember her name for the life of me. But anyway, it reminds me of her mech. And I know they did a red version of this or the Pongu or something similar back in the day. I just could never, I got on board way too late, so I couldn't find these things, at a good price.
The Titanfall story yet.
Oh, you haven't?
Same here. I got on kind of late with most of the mechs. I think what was it? I remember when I was I think I was at actually your house when you got that first one you shot the review of.
Yeah. Yeah, you were. Dang, it was that long ago. I forgot. Yeah, you were here.
Yeah, I was there when you got that, and you showed me that, and I was like, "Damn, I need to get one of those."
Yeah,
and I was like, if it were only a little bit bigger, because that was the major gripe. I remember you told me you were like, "Yeah, it's smaller scale, and the dude can't even fit in there."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll wait until they make them a little bit bigger."
Yeah.
At least even if when they started making 1/25th, 1/27th scale, then they started fitting them in better. So
yeah. That makes sense. All right, so let's jump into the Sculpt and Paint. So on mine, I didn't have any issues with any of the paint. There's wear and tear in the right spots. There's that overspray that makes everything look worn in the right spots, especially around the gears, which I thought was dope, how they made it look like grease was built up in certain areas, and it had been wiped. So there's just the right amount of dirt, so it doesn't feel like acid rain. It feels more like, like Titanfall. That's the best way to put it. It sucks that we keep having to come back to Titanfall, but I mean that's what it feels like, and it looks legit like a heavy piece of machinery,
Mm-hmm.
What about
it does the? I would say the paint on it is it's just very consistent with being inconsistent, which is a good thing because, like you're saying, the weathering is inconsistent because it's in the right areas.
Exactly.
And that's what it needs to look like. I think the sculpt and the paint on it is just top notch.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It's simple. It's simple where it is put, in the spots that it's put, and the overall just, I don't know, paint in general. It doesn't feel like NECA paint, like it's going to chip and flake off or something like that.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't feel cheap. It feels like it's strong,
substantial.
paint, substantial paint. So,
Yeah.
and that's good.
What about
Yeah, I
you,
have
Guts?
zero issues with the paint. Everything's beautiful on it.
Yeah.
Very immaculate figure. It can stand on one leg, unlike the Fear Mechs that came afterwards. That's the funny thing.
The Fear Mechs, we just want to stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you just stand there, please?
Shit, and there isn't a stand big enough for those guys. Like, do they even make a stand big enough? It's like 12 inches or it's more than that?
12,
So
12.
there is a stand from a company. Oh my god, I might have to look this up because I don't remember the name of the company. It's not has nothing to do with Locker Toys either.
Yeah.
I don't even think Locker Toys. But I have it. I got it. It was like I think it was like $20 at the time, and it's got like LED lights and it lights up. And the Fear Mech can stand on that, but you'd have to get like several of those, and I don't even know if they make them anymore.
Damn.
So there's a company that does make them, but they don't make like stands for them, which they should.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're spending the amount of money that we're spending it on with a Fear Mech, and you're not getting a pilot with it, then what exactly the hell am I paying for?
Yeah,
and the
Joytoy.
fact that like they would ever make a mech without a pilot, I think, is blasphemous.
Yeah, I know, because they prepared us. They got us in the mode saying like, because I was championing them for this because in the past all the other 125th scale mechs or 124th scale mechs, they all come with pilots. And they're immaculately detailed pilots for the most part, and with each generation they get better. And then all of a sudden they get to the 1/18 scale stuff and they're like, nope, fuck you, pay me. And it's like, ooh, that's not good. But yeah, I hear you. For the price, yeah, you definitely should be getting more. But yeah, you don't have that problem at all with the Freeman. Freeman can stand
Nope.
in whatever position you want to put him in. The hands are wonderful as far as like their posable fingers. I mean, there's all kinds of joints in these fingers. You can have him doing whatever you want with the fingers. He can hold his gun perfectly. There's even like you get an extra peg, and I don't know if did you guys get the extra peg to put the gun on the back?
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
Because I know sometimes they'll leave that shit out. But yeah, I got a peg, and then I used an arm. I had an extra arm from one of the other sets, and I put that on there to help hold the gun when he's using the pistol, and it works perfectly. And the paint and everything on that is still immaculate. There's no issues. This is one of those reviews where it's almost too easy, and I kind of feel bad. But like, because normally with me, it's like I'm going in on what's wrong and what needs to be fixed. But like Joytoy, like I said, that's been my happy place for a number of years, and this is why, because it's like they thought of all the things. I mean, I don't really have any criticisms with the visuals of the figure. Now, let's talk about the articulation though, because there's some things that could be better, and it's mainly like joint tolerances and like more flaps, more moving, I shouldn't say flaps, but more moving panels so that you can, move things around a little bit easier. But like one thing I've always had a problem with the mechs is that either they'll be too, like they always have ratchets in the shoulders and in the hips. Either the ratchets will be too tight.
Hey, don't say that too loud. Hasbro's gonna get jealous.
I know, right? Man, at this point, I barely even care. I don't even care about Hasbro. Like they a lot of the shit they've been doing for the last couple years, especially how they handle G.I. Joe. I don't know how anybody could be like championing Hasbro, because they've shat all over G.I. Joe, from changing Snake Eye's origin story and swapping it with Storm Shadow to just the fact that they made that terrible ass movie, and then the toy line where they half-assed it and just had occasional releases at Walmart instead of a consistent something. Like, yeah, nah.
The poops.
Yeah,
I just like to throw shade where shade is needing to be thrown, at Hasbro, because God knows they need some shade being thrown their way for their shitty business practices lately.
Yeah, it's weird.
So
it's weird. I mean, I think it's safe to say all their focus is on Marvel. So Marvel.
That's all they care about.
Takara
That's
Tomy,
the big boy. That's the big cash cow, man.
exactly. And Takara Tomy, Takara Tomy is doing all the same stuff they've always done with Transformers, which is like they go through their crap phases, and then they go through those phases of like rebirth where they're like, hey, we're gonna fix and make everything amazing. So Transformers has been going through some pretty good shit lately. Everything they're making, they keep, like, for the most part, they keep adding some ingenuity to it, you know what I mean? And like articulation isn't an issue with a lot of those figures, except for Trax. Oof, Trax. Poor Trax.
Oh yeah, I got the Trax too. Yeah, he's convoluted.
Poor Trax. Oof. So did you have any issues with articulation, ODC?
I fucking hate articulated fingers.
You do?
Oh, I hate it. I can't stand it. I hate on Marvel Legends when they did them.
Yeah, I hate them on Legends.
I don't like articulated fingers. I just would rather have multiple hands with pre-posed. Because I know at least it'll fit and stay. Like, the shit just fucking falls off all the time. It's just pissing me off.
Wow. Yeah, for these, I didn't have that problem. They always are tight, so I never have issues with making sure that they can hold their weapon or stuff like that. Like, they always seem like I haven't had one yet that was super, like the fingers themselves that were loose. You know what I mean? Those were always tight, and they would grip whatever I put in their hands, and I didn't have any problems.
Yeah, that and longevity's sake, I'm like Mr. Longevity. I'm always worried about how long shit's gonna last.
Well, I mean, I've had the Pongu is now what, at least going on 10 years old, and the fingers on that, nothing broke, and that's the first generation. So I don't. Well,
I'm mostly worried about looseness.
Yeah.
And like fingers, just they don't like holding it depends, shit for too long.
It depends on what you put in their hands, how heavy it is, and how much you move them. If you don't move, like if you just put them holding a gun and they're shouldering that rifle or just holding their gun and that's it, more than likely they're going to be fine. Now, if you're constantly like switching up the pose and stuff, with their hands, then you're like, if you play with it you know how it is. If it's you've been playing with it, it's going to get slack. I mean, that's just use, that's just the way it works. But I don't see that being a problem. Like if you pose them, because I had the Pongu posed with the big ass gun he came with. Then I gave that gun to the silver steel bone, and I put the Pongu holding his big ass battle hammer. No issues, none whatsoever. He's still holding it. He hasn't dropped it, and shit, I've had him for what? It's been a couple years now, and it's an old fig. It was old to begin with. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't had any issues yet. Same with
that peg that holds the cannon in the back. I had an issue with that.
Oh, you did?
I had to put glue on the end of that as well.
Oh wow!
to keep it in place.
Oh wow! Yeah, I've had stuff like that happen with other mechs with the pegs not working. But like at this point, because I have so many. I mean, this isn't an excuse, but because I have so many mechs, you can still use the same pegs from like other mechs. Like it might not be tight on a different mech, so if you swap them out, it might be tight on another one. So yeah, I got lucky with that. I didn't have that issue with the Freeman at all. But no, with the articulation, what did you have any issues, Guts? What'd you think of the articulation?
The wrist.
Yeah.
On the left hand. Trying to get him to hold that gun, that shit pops out every 2 fucking minutes. You just look at it wrong. And it flies.
Yep. I glued mine in. I put it in a position so that I can always get him like to hold that handlebar on the top of the gun, and then I just left it in that pose. So it can twist. No, it doesn't twist. It can move up and down, but it can't twist.
Well, what I did, I just put crazy glue on the end. Let that dry for a little bit, and it kind of like kept the arm on there more steady.
Yeah.
So it doesn't pop out as easy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did the same with the bikes, as that shit was hella loose.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're gonna shit.
We're gonna go off on a tangent.
You're gonna hear me.
We can't be doing this all night.
No. I'm gonna save it, but I'm just letting people know. You're gonna hear me talk about those bikes. Because, man, those bikes, man, they're definitely going to be on the unfun part of my list this year.
Number one.
Yeah, pretty much.
With the proverbial bullet.
My son had just pointed it out. He was like, that's going to be on your most unfun? I'm like, yup. Watch, because yeah, they dropped they straight shat the ball out with that one, like complete. They shat all over the ball, the floor, wet the bed, the whole nine with that one. I don't know what they were thinking, man. That was probably the most, like, I don't know. It was just, yeah. I'm gonna save it. I'll save it. But yeah, the wrist was a area I had issues with, so I glued it in so that I wouldn't have, it wouldn't pop out as much. I even at one point I switched the hands with other mechs to see if it would impact it in any way, like if other mechs the pegs would work better. It's just that peg hole is just like slightly too big. So yeah.
It's not really the peg hole. It's the there's a hexagon piece in between the hand and the forearm. That's the piece that's keeping it from articulating.
For yours. Oh, for me it was like the peg that goes into the forearm of the mech. That's where it was coming out. So the whole hand, like the end of the peg that sits in the hand was fine.
Yeah, it was just loose.
It was the peg that was going into the forearm. It would always just, like, the arm would flop, like it would twist on its own, and it would just come out if I move them a couple times. So I just made sure I glued it in. Normally I would have twisted it, but Joytoys, the plastic on a lot of the pegs are kind of, you don't want to do that with them. But yeah, I definitely had it with one of the steel bones. It was like one joint, exactly one joint. It's on the one I was calling Gunface with the big armor plate in his chest. You know what I'm talking about? He's got like a cannon over his shoulder, and then his
the one eye as well.
Yeah, the one eye sitting in the center, and it says like what's it say on his chest? It says.
Does it say "Free me"? Freedom!
It says PLA on his chest, and he's got like the globe.
Power!
I know, right?
Punishment! That's my favorite one, when I see power written everywhere.
Punishment! It's like, come on.
Punishment! Mm-hmm. Judgment! Power!
Yeah, that's a thing I could do without, that we don't have that problem on the Freeman. It just says "free man" on one of the legs. That's it.
Yeah.
But
free. They just say "free" on some of the blast shields.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because they have those weird subtitles like "free truism." I was like, what is that? What the fuck is that have to do with anything? Like, why did you put that there? I don't know. I mean, I like the text, but they should put more appropriate text. It's just like the barbed wire tribal tattoos on the Saluk. You know what I'm talking about? The Gold Legion and the Red Flame Legion. Get that shit out of here. Get that all the way out of here. That's some... No, don't do that. That's a whole lot of no. Mm-mm. No.
Rock tattoos.
Yeah, shit looks terrible, man. I remember, like, when I did the review, I had forgotten about it until I was like, I was looking over my pictures, and I'm like, ew, they really put that there, like, for real. Why are you putting this there? Like, in 2020 or 2019, whatever it was. I think it was early 2020 when those came out. Like, no.
It's looking like Armor by Affliction or something.
I know, right?
I'm waiting for tribal tramp stamps next.
I know, right?
For the women.
Yeah, like, that's a no-no. Don't do that, guys. It's like, stay away from that shit. What about the for the pilot? Because we all got things to say about the pilot.
Oh boy. Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
You ready? Two words: man bun. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man bun? No, absolutely not. When I got this guy, I was like, oh, I appreciate the different type of sculpt. I can appreciate that, but man bun, you are not a Freeman pilot. No way. Like, when you see Titanfall, you want a Titanfall-esque looking pilot.
Yeah.
When you see the Freeman, you want a Titanfall-esque pilot. Nothing about this pilot screams pilot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing.
I agree.
He's very basic. At the time, this vest was brand new to Joytoy, and then it was reused like 4 other times after that. But I don't know. He's just very basic. He's shirtless. I don't know. It just doesn't scream pilot to me. What screams pilot to me, I actually gave the Freeman one of the paratrooper bodies. Because I love that paratrooper 3-pack. So he's my pilot for my Freeman. I just love the helmet, the aesthetic, and everything about that figure. So that's my Freeman pilot as far as that's concerned. But yeah, the pilot itself, I mean, he's very basic. Like I said, he's just got the vest. The colors are very bleh on him. The paint application and the sculpt is nice, but it's just your typical like Navy SEAL type body, or one of the regulars. He just kind of blends in with the regulars. There's nothing that really just stands out besides the man bun. That's nothing to toot your horn at,
What about you, Getz, man? What do you think?
Yeah, he's very George Michael in the face with the man bun.
George Michael.
George Michael.
Wasn't feeling him. I swapped out the pilot for one of the Hell's Fifth things. That's how it is in the comic book. I don't know why they didn't just give you one of those guys as a pilot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my pilot for my Freeman.
Okay.
I'm definitely not feeling that pilot though. Like you said, the vest. I don't know. I don't like anything about it.
I'm glad they gave us a pilot though.
Yeah, I really much appreciate that.
Yeah, because it's worst comes to worst, it's still another figure for your collection.
Exactly.
The jacket, yeah, it is kind of Road Warrior-ish, so it kind of doesn't fit with the. I mean, I guess it can fit, but it doesn't look like it's the same aesthetic as the other pilots. Definitely not the Hell's Fifth guys, and not the paratroopers. I use him as like I was telling you, he's Officer Jenkins. He's the fucking annoying ass annoying ass by the book cop that is chasing, sometimes causing problems for some of the strike teams in my universe. But my pilot is the cavalry. What is she? The captain? I think that's the female of the three. You know what I'm talking about? The mecha cavalry?
Yeah. Yes. She's great.
I used her as the pilot for that. She's the same. Her colors, and it's not about the colors matching, but the colors happen to match. And she looks like a Titanfall pilot. Like that's literally the feel that I got from her, even though she shares that helmet with the Perun Patrol. But I still love her design. She fits perfectly in there with tons of room. She can grip the fucking the gears and everything, and I don't know, she just looks like she was supposed to pilot something like this. So yeah, she's the pilot for it.
I'm actually glad you brought that up, because those three figures, the Sergeant Major is my favorite out of those three, but she's the close second. Mm-hmm. And then what's the other one? He's the commander, right?
The commander,
yeah, the commander. They're all three of them are fantastic. The only reason I didn't put my Sergeant Major with the Freeman is because I put him with the Fear Mech 2, I think. And then I put her with the Fear Mech 1. Gotcha. And then sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Sorry. Not like anybody gives shit about any of that.
It's okay. This is what they come. This is what they come here for, man. They want to hear what do we do? How do we do it? What's the point? What's the purpose? What's the, how do they fit in our world? So yeah, go ahead, man. You can continue.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, if the Fear Mechs didn't have a pilot and I didn't have any of those, like one of those three pilots, which are straight out of Titanfall pilots,
I mean, like,
would be in that Freeman.
It's definitely an original design. But, like, it looks like something that should be in the Titanfall universe. Like, it fits perfectly, man.
From the guns down to just everything.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty perfect. I got two of them. I got the commander and the captain. I didn't get the Sergeant Major because he just looked like a bigger version of the captain, I think it was. Or commander, I mean. Because, like, one of the dudes he's got more armor than the other one. and like he looks bulkier. He's not that much bulkier, but his suit looks a little more jacked than the other one. I don't know what it is.
Well, the Sergeant Major reason why I like him more is because his guns kind of fit the profile a little bit better, I think.
Yeah.
They both fit the profile, but he's a little bit more movable because he's got the lighter armor.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yeah.
I think that's the one I got.
The thicker armor, the commander, is that... Wait, am I confusing things?
You're
is the commander the one with the... He's got the red visor, right?
Yeah, the commander's the one with the red visor.
Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about the blue one. That's the Sergeant Major.
That's the Sergeant Major, yep. Okay, I see what you're talking about.
Well, thank God for Under Armour.
I mean, but you know, when you think about how pilots are like jumping around and flipping and running on walls and shit,
yeah, I don't mind.
It kind of makes sense, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Don't mind it. I got all three, but definitely the female's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is great.
Her armor, man, it's I don't know. I love it.
It's perfect, yeah. The only thing I changed on her is the scarf. I took one of the scarves from one of the, what are they called? The West Asian Mercenary Legion or East Asian.
Oh yeah.
I took one of them. I can't remember which one. He had like a neck kerchief type deal going on, like a scarf around his neck, and it came off when we were playing one day. So I was like, you know what? This actually doesn't look bad without it. And then the other day I was trying to pose her, but you know how you have to swap the heads, and her scarf was getting in the way. And it's cool and all because it's kind of like a cape a little bit, but it was like if you move her head, it's gonna pop off because that scarf is in the way. So I just swapped it out with that actual cloth scarf from one of those guys, and that's even better. So yeah, she's dope.
I have it without the helmet on, so
yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I got her holding the helmet.
Yeah, I do both. I swap her out from time to time because like I was saying earlier, this is one of the ones I play with the most. Like I play with her and the commander all the time.
Yeah, I have her right here in front of me too. I keep her right in the front. Her, Betty,
yep.
What's his name? Ramaz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Keep those up front.
Yeah.
The one Planet Green Valley figure I managed to get.
Oh my God! Did you win the lottery or something?
I know, right?
That was when lots of toys when they first went up for pre-order. I jumped on it, so that's how I managed to get one of them.
Somehow I didn't even know when they went up for pre-order, and then by the time I caught wind of it, which was like maybe a day or two after they did, they were all gone. They were all gone.
They were gone like immediately.
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like,
new figures?
Yeah, they look dope. He's been posting. Remember, I think somebody posted them in the STRYDENT page.
I think I sent a few pictures to you.
Yeah.
Guys, so you can see the how they can two-hand a pistol.
Yeah. Correctly, like
open
hand support. Yeah. It was dope. I was like, man, I want some of these, but I don't know. He's been struggling with trying to get factories that would handle the handle making his figures. That aren't.
No, but what he did, you have to contact him directly.
Oh, you do?
And if you're serious enough, you might be able to get your hands on some of them for a retail price. So he's not trying to charge any type of ridiculous price.
What? I'm about to do that shit.
Yeah, I missed the email. I was trying to get the mind controller, and he had replied back to me. And because of spam, I had missed his shit, and I've been trying to get in contact with him again.
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that because I missed out, and I wanted those Planet Green Valley figures because I wanted like really good astronauts to be inside my Defiant, and I completely. He didn't even get to the astronauts, which sucks. But
oh man, that's what I want too.
Yeah, I missed out.
The main ones on his page, like that's what made me even jump on it. When I seen the astronauts, okay, that's the future right there. You stick with them. Those are coming.
but I do like these new soldiers. I know we're on a tangent about Planet Green Valley.
Yeah,
but
we're going on.
I love the. I mean, that's the best part about doing these, where it's not just me, is that we can kind of chat about some of the other stuff. We'll get back on track though. It's no problem. No, I like those military guys, man. The way he had them set up in formation and like He has the robots, like the straight up all mechanical soldiers with the big screen for a head and shit. You know what I'm talking about? They got like the vests and everything. I want a couple of those, man. I don't even want a bunch. I just want 2. That's it. The girls, I
just want 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. If I'm lucky, I would love to have 2. But yeah, I would love to only get at least 1 of each of these different things. Because man, his figures they're modular. Their articulation is like ridiculously good. I mean, and like Joytoy is already kind of there. They just need to work out those kinks. Stop repainting the old figures and then reselling them and calling them new shit, and just keep on re-engineering them. Because I remember watching their pages and seeing the behind the scenes of how the figures articulate and stuff. And usually when they're showing us how they articulate without their armor, they can do all the things. It's when they put all the gear on top of them that they can't do most of the things. And they just need to, bring in their chest a little bit so that they can move their arms in front of their chest, and hand over hand when they're holding a pistol. They need better, harder hands so that they can hold their fucking pistols with these tiny little handles and stuff. Freaking open up the trigger guard so that you can put their finger in the fucking trigger guard so they can fire their damn pistol. Because sometimes, well, at least back in the day, they used to give us multiple hands so you could either have them with their finger off the trigger, like just about to shoot, or you could have their finger actually curved around the trigger, pulling the trigger. But you can't put their fingers on the trigger because the trigger guard's too small. So like that shit gets annoying. I keep swapping them out with Marauders guns because they never do the right kind of guns for these guys, like where you could use them. Or like what I found today is, remember those DevGru capsule?
Good luck.
No, me and ODC picked up some, and he gave me a long time ago. This was like
no. I'm saying you guys got lucky, man. Came across some.
Yeah, weren't they like $10 a piece, something like that?
Yeah.
Those capsule things. They came with like a bunch of pistols. It was like a pistol, M4.
Oh yeah, those were. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
those were going for like that was. Oh my god, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were. I gave those a couple Marauders customs and stuff.
Yeah.
They came with sniper rifles. Yeah, had capsules, and they came with the skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god! Wow, that's holy shit! I can't believe how long ago that was.
I know.
Like 4 years ago.
4 years ago, something like that. Yeah, and I found one of the pistols. Right, like I had it in one of my weapons boxes, and I came across the pistol. I was like, let me try one of those because it's a SOCOM. It's got the the light underneath it and everything, and it's all chunky. So I put that in the captain's hands, the mech, what are they called? The mecha, whatever, cavalry captain, and she holds that perfectly. I was like, holy shit! Like even the trigger guard was enough space for her fingers to go in. It's just too fat for the holster. So I was like, shit! I'll just pose her with this pistol instead of using the one that she's got on her side, because that shit's way better. And shit, if I get a chance and I can get a bigger holster, I'll pull that shit off and put a Marauders, holster on there and call it a day. Because that's the one of the areas that Joytoy needs work on with most of their dudes is those pistols suck. There is a pistol that's pretty dope that they do. It looks like in Ghost Recon, it was called a card. It was like a it's like a regular pistol, but everything is in a case. Like the whole body, the hammer, everything is in a case.
Yeah. Oh, is that the internal silencer gun?
Yeah, it might have an internal silencer, I think. It's nice. It's kind of long. It's kind of chunky. But like the police guys typically have that one, I think. And I think the special group, they have it. Yeah, the special group uses this pistol. It's nice. And it actually has enough space in the trigger guard for their fingers. I think the Fox Hunter, the one with the ponytail and the hat, I think she comes with one too. That's like their best pistol. Everything else is just like, whoa, what the fuck, man? Like, I can't get them to use it because it's just not room for their fingers to do what they need to do. Either they need to just chop that guard off altogether, or just make the guard bigger, you know. But you know,
I could kind of get her finger on the trigger.
Yeah,
it's not fully there. Yeah, it's not, just like the tip.
Yeah,
just
the tip.
Just the tip
there. Oh my god! But cool. So yeah, just some random insights about a whole bunch of shit. And Joytoy, if you're listening, pay attention to that shit right there. That particular thing.
Joytoy, if you're listening, if you want to hire all three of us, you by all means.
Yeah,
please.
I know, right? But yeah, they need to fix that. If you're gonna give them a pistol, you need a trigger guard that's got space for their fingers to go in, or just cut that whole area out, scoop it out, and just let the trigger be there like on a squirt gun or something. You know what I mean? So that you could just pose them that way, and it does the same. You get the same thing across. You know, because there was
I honestly end up doing that. I just cut it right out.
That's what I usually do.
Yeah. We'll call it the process of doing that. We'll call it the pooper scooper. Scoop the poop out. Get it out of there. We don't need it. It's shit anyway.
I know, right?
Just get it out of there.
Just get it out of there.
I just got a nail clip and this clip. Take that shit right off.
Yep.
That's right.
So
do a little circumcision, you know.
Wow, I knew.
Snip, bye.
I knew when you said snip. When Gut said snip. I knew that Anthony was gonna say circumcision. I knew you were gonna go there.
Well, I'm glad I didn't let anyone. So this is the only thing I'm here for. Okay? Moments like these.
Oh man, no, it's good. It's all good. We appreciate them. We appreciate those moments. What about? I guess we can move on to the accessories. So, I mean, technically, you could count the figure as an accessory, but I guess we're talking like the weapon for the Freeman.
Yep.
What do you guys think of that thing?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love heavy artillery. I love it to death. I love big miniguns, Gatling guns, whatever you want to call it. I love them, especially when a big friggin' machine is using it.
Yeah.
I love the little touch of the gun holster being a part of the damn gun.
Yeah, the pistol, the actual pistol is part of the rail gun. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, you can use it as a handle if you want to, and then if it runs out of ammo, you can pull the pistol out. So he's like holding onto the pistol the whole time, and then pulls it out as a secondary weapon and just shoots right away. So it's just so well thought out, and it's just a little thing that was thought of, and it just works so well.
Yeah. And the batteries, I think one of the batteries is removable.
Yep.
The one on the side. Oh, all of them?
All of them are.
Yeah, I never pulled them out. Yeah, that's perfect. So, like, you can, actually have them reloading just like in Titanfall. It's just, man, they really, they did the damn thing with this. They really did.
Yeah, I love it, man. The way it opens up and everything is just beautiful, man.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with this. Getting him to hold it. Even the paint on this thing is even super sick. Like, it doesn't feel like anything is out of place. Everything works the way it's supposed to for the benefit of the whole. Like, the batteries look well worn. Like, he's been on the battlefield with these things, Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, they've been refilled and used many times.
Yeah. It's great, man. It's great. I was thoroughly impressed when I saw this for the first time. I was like, God damn, look, this rail gun just looks like it's like a rail cannon. It looks like it would totally decimate a ton of shit on the battlefield, You see this thing lumbering down the battlefield and just creating a hole for the rest of the infantry to run through, Like, yeah, this is dope. Like, it's the kind of shit that gets your imagination going,
It would sound like a friggin' like a two trains colliding when it starts shooting, or fucking a horrible thunderstorm going on. You just hear thunder over and over again.
Exactly. Yeah, it's perfect, man. There's like nothing else to say. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I feel like we're disappointing the fans and the viewers. I mean, but at the same time, like, this is one of those things where, like, the whole point was that this was a like there's certain figures that are like bookends. You know what I mean? Like this was a moment where they got everything right for the most part.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there were like DC UCs that were like that. There were you know a couple Marvel Legends with Toy Biz, and then there were a couple with Hasbro, and like you know. SH Figure Arts does it too. Every so often they make a figure that's like, holy shit, this is a moment. Everybody's got to pay attention to this. And this mech feels like one for those of us who are into mechs and shit, you know, because I know that's not, despite how fast all this shit sells out, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. So, you know, for people who are into this shit, it's like, this is a big deal, you know?
I got both Fear 1 and 2 inside the box right now. Just defeated out on display.
Oh, man. Yeah, because it just felt like they didn't put the same kind of care that they put into this, into those. I think with those, the fact that they were so tall and like huge compared to everything else, that's what's going to grab most people. That's what grabs people's attention. And like
they are big.
And the fact that like their design has all these badass elements to it once you get everything up and running. Whereas the Freeman and like even the Steel Bones and some of the other smaller mechs, you just take them out the package and they are what they are. They're already
they're just straightforward.
Yeah. So, you know, for people,
and like they could have gotten cheeky. They could have gotten cheeky and made those pistons on the arm move and done all this unnecessary stuff that we don't need that'll just end up breaking. And they didn't do that with the Freeman. They were just like, no, we'll sculpt it and it'll look just great. You'll love it.
Yeah.
And we do.
Yeah.
And we don't need moving pistons and moving armor pieces with straps and we don't need that.
Yeah.
Just put the armor on the figure and already have it sculpted on there, or at least if you're going to put removable armor on any mech, have a peg hole and a peg.
Yeah.
So you can peg that shit in.
Yeah. Exactly.
This strap shit is for the birds. I'm done with it.
That shit is all over the place.
Yeah. That's like I said, that's what makes the Freeman so dope. Everything looks like it does what it would do if it was real. It looks like it does that. Like the pistons look like they move. Like your brain can fill in those blanks while you're playing with it. The rotator discs on the shoulders look like they actually turn and shit, you know? And like all the hydraulics look like they do something while you're moving it around, but they don't. You just fill that in your mind while you play around with this thing, and that's the beauty of it. It'll last because it doesn't have a whole bunch of overcomplicated engineering going on. Oh no, I love that shit, man. I love it. It fits. What about when you scale this thing with some of your, like, do you guys have many of the smaller mechs to scale it against to see what it, you know, height wise, what it fits in with?
Yeah, I have. What was it? I got the Pursuit. What are you talking about through the Joytoy line, or
or even in general, just any like 1/18th scale mechs or 1/24th scale or 25th scale mechs?
Yeah, I have the Steel Bone. The greenish one?
The
one that says power on its chest.
Oh, the police one, yeah.
Not the police one. I don't think it's that one. I don't remember the name. I'm like, it's a Steel Bone one. It came out, I want to say about a year ago. You can like attach grenades on the side. He's kind of got like a machine gun.
I know what you're talking about.
He's got a big cannon over his head, and then he's got like missile launchers over his head too. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He came with the guy. I was like, oh, I'm going to use him as a little person. Remember? Because he looks like a little person. So that's my little person pilot.
I remember. I have the gray one, like the slate gray version of that. It's got the rifle and the sniper attachments and stuff. Yeah. So I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy. He scales well with those.
Yeah,
he also scales well with the brand new ones that came out with the canopies that open on the bottom and the top.
Yeah, the North.
The North. Yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
He, like, when you put him with the Fear mechs, like, you could tell there's a big discrepancy there. Like,
yeah, it's like
just lengthwise.
It's like two different. I don't know. It's almost like two different manufacturers. Like in universe. Yeah. In universe, it's like those could be from some other completely different region. And then this would be from some other part of the world as well. You know, if every military has mechs, you know, like Russia would have these giant intimidating mechs, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe even Japan, you know, they'd have some intimidating ass mechs, whereas like, you know, the US and like some of the other countries would have efficient, smaller mechs that make sense, you know?
Yeah, it does, just like Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
It's like Rex versus Ray in Metal Gear.
Exactly.
With the Freeman being Rex, and he's always going to win regardless.
You know It's true. It's very true. I
would love it if they went back to this body style, not the same body type.
Yeah.
And kind of used that height and that build and just went back to that and included the proper pilots. And then that would make... I think that would make a lot more money for them. Like, the Fear mechs are for the... if they still want to do those, go for it. But I think these medium-sized mechs, like the Freeman, are where the real money is. I think that's what people really want.
I prefer the Freeman over even the new mechs that they have now, the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's kind of like a bike seat that the new ones have. The Shark or Snook, whatever it's
I know exactly what you mean.
I just imagine that the guy just sitting on that all day. Oh, man. Prostate cancer like a motherfucker riding that shit.
Yeah, man.
That shit just up your ass the whole day.
And I'll say this about the Freeman also, like, when I remember the moment I got the Freeman, I pulled it out of the package, and I started, like, holding it in my hand, and I was like, damn, this feels, like, special. Like, it feels well built. The joints were all nice and tight. They're still tight on mine.
Yeah.
With the other ones, it's like every mech that came after that was like, it's nice, it's great, but it's not, you know, it's nice, but it's not great, is what I meant to say. Yeah. Like, it's not, like, the Fear mechs are great to look at, but when you start touching them, even the North ones are really good, but they still don't have that oomph that the Freeman does. It's like the Freeman just got everything right. It's just perfect proportions. The pilot goes right into the center like you want him to. Yeah. He's perfectly, like you were saying earlier, Stry, and Jossie, like, he's perfectly contained in there. Like, if he gets shot from behind, he's contained. If he gets shot from the front, he's contained. Like, he's good. He's nice and protected.
Yeah.
So
the North
is like a Tonka truck, man. That shit is just
he's a tank. The big ass tank, The North mech, I'll give them props for that. The North mech, even though they have that bike seat shit going on, they're pretty safe in there. They're pretty contained. Like, as you look around, I think it's only near the legs where you can see where the foot of the pilot is.
The pilot is,
But like,
everything, turn them around.
Everything else is fucking like well contained. I mean, I would imagine that big glass plate is bulletproof, you know, so that it could protect
it should
them.
be shit.
It better, it better be.
Cell phone glass.
But like the thing about it is, like, with some of the comparisons, right? Like, when you compare the steel bone is like the medium grade mech, where you can kit it out different ways to be either heavy with like heavy armor and heavy artillery, or you could just do all artillery. You could do, you know, where it's mobile and you have less armor but you have more weapons. You know, you could have it kitted out for speed. You could do the combination, because that's one thing I like about the steel bone that I wish they had done with the Freeman. They did so many configurations of the steel bone, to the point where, like, there's certain ones where if you don't, like, at first glance you think they're completely different mechs, but then when you actually put them side by side, then you can see, oh, the thighs are the same, or the hands are the same, but like the body looks completely different.
The same thing they do with the figures.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah, but I mean, with the mechs, it works, because, like, when you think of heavy machinery, that's kind of how they do with heavy machinery, you know, especially in the military too. If there's a model of something and it I mean, I know my friends in the military always make the joke, if it works, they're gonna find a way to fuck it up. But in reality, when it comes to like the gear and stuff like that. Usually, if it works, they will keep using that shit and they will just modify it over the years. So
add a gun here, cannon there.
Yeah. So they'll fortify things, you know, or they'll take things away for speed. You know, they'll keep tweaking it to make it do what they want it to do. So I kind of wish that the Freeman got that same treatment that the Steelbone did. I mean, the fact that they didn't do it kind of gives it its own thing, you know? What's up?
Yeah. Now that you say that, the Hexagear, they kind of did that, the bulk arm.
Yeah.
They have one type of mech, but then they'll have like aquatic parts attached to it that can break off into like hovercrafts and stuff. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Because it makes sense. I mean, it's like the Humvees. That's what I like about the Pursuit of Cobra Vamp Mark II, I think is what it's called.
I love that thing.
It's literally modular. In reality, there'd be plates and shit you could put to fill in all those openings, you know, if you wanted to put armor on that thing. And in real life, they have MRAPs that work that way as well. So it would be more, I don't want to say realistic, because none of this is realistic, but it would be more on model or on brand, I guess, if they, you know, being that this is military, they just kit them out differently, you know, and kept that going instead of jumping back. Maybe they'll go back to that. Who knows? I don't know.
I forgot I had picked up a Steelbone myself. I had the white one.
Yeah. I wanted that one at first, but then I was like, yo, I already got like, how many Steelbones do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 Steelbones, so I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, let me stop. But they're all drastically different. I wanted to get
that one Steelbone where you could switch out the arms and they're like Gatling guns.
Yeah, that's the one I have. That's the one I call Gunface. With the Gunface, yep. Because he's got this tiny little head, and there's like a cannon that shoots. It's sticking right out of where the head should be. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That's the mech. That's the mech that I gave to the mecha commander. That's his boy. Yeah, I love that one. It's so bulky and strong looking, and like it's just all guns. It doesn't even have. Well, you could put hands on it, but you could remove the hands and just have cannons there instead. I'm just like, man, that shit's nice. It's so unique looking. But yeah, man, the Steelbone fits perfectly. And one good thing also, another thing about the Steelbone is that if you have any of the other mechs, you can swap out some of those parts. So like if the hands don't work or something's fucked up, you could swap out the hands with those other 1/25th scale mechs. Because the only thing that's different about them, I mean, the design is different, but the main thing that's different is the torso, because it can house a 1/18th scale figure and not the tinier 1/25th scale figures. So yeah, it's dope. If you got guns from those other ones, you can put those on your Steelbone. On your Freeman. He can hold the guns from the other the Steelbones and the other mechs. It's just a good, just well-rounded, well-designed mech, man. They did a great job with this thing.
Yeah.
Definitely need to revisit it and update it.
Yeah.
Yep. I would even take if they just upscaled some of the Steelbones.
Yeah, I'd love that. And
upscale those and just make them 1/18 scale, and I'll be tickled pink.
Yeah, update the and upscale the pilots too, man. Some of those smaller figures are dope. They need them to be bigger, because there's one that looks just like, close enough, I should say, to Jack Cooper, and I need that one. I need it. And I've been like, I didn't pick it up because I don't really like the tiny ones. I keep losing. I momentarily lose parts from them all the time because like the knives are so tiny and the pistols are so tiny. It's just like, fuck, man, I can't even keep up with this stuff. So I have like a small team of them that I just leave in a box. I play with them every now and then, but I leave them in a box because I don't want to lose their parts. So I would love.
What was that first team? It was like it was just when the Freeman came out. It was like a team of them, and I thought they were 1/18 scale, and they all looked like they were straight out of Titanfall.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's the one that.
Like
that's the pack that had the. He was the one that had the scarf. He had like a long scarf. He looked like a tan version of Jack Cooper from Titanfall 2.
Yep.
And I was like, I mean, he wasn't 100% on model, but I mean, the pieces were there, so you could like, you know, if you repainted him red or something, it'd be pretty close.
I almost still want to get that set so I could just play around with him and put him in the steel bone or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You know, because he's just so that set was so well done, man.
Yeah.
I have a few. I skipped that set, but I have a few of them that look like Titan 4 pilot. That's why I held on to them.
Yeah.
124 scale.
Yeah, I have a few.
The red one.
I
forgot his name, man. It's like red and black. He kind of looks like Bliss from the game. Kinda.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look those up. I'm going to have to look those up because yeah, there's so many. There's so many of those packs that I completely missed out on, and a lot of them you can't even get anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're becoming tougher and tougher to find. Some of the older sets.
Yeah.
How much does the Freeman go for now in the secondary? Probably a fucking arm and a leg, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an arm and a leg. I could look it up. I haven't. Let me see. I haven't looked at that in forever. Since I got mine, I was like, I'm done looking at this shit.
Oh no, it's 100 on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
100? That's not bad. That's not bad.
Well, go out. If you guys are listening, you don't have one, go out and grab one.
Yeah.
But that's the blue.
Even if you get the blue one's still nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
152 for the same.
Yeah. And the freaking the crazy SUV is still in that range too. I thought that thing would go up substantially.
Yes, right?
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, what?
That is crazy.
Okay, that God of War.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys jumped on that one.
Yeah, I got him.
The God of War mix. I still want that one. It's going for
the one that looks like BT. He looks dead on like BT.
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones I picked up because I was like, yeah, I got to get this one. I got to. That's the one he was in my top 10. When did I get that? Like 2 years ago, something like that? A year or two ago? He was number 2. I think the Turtles beat him out. The NECA Turtles.
What was it called? The Tai-Hi?
Uh-huh.
TIEHAI. That shit was like a model kit. I had to put that one together.
Yeah, I skipped out on that one. I was like, nope, nah, no thank you. I saw that one. I like the way it looks though, and there's a couple other ones like the it's like the Lin Feng or something like that, or Feng Ling.
Oh, the double.
Yeah, it's a 2-pack. Yeah, and it comes with a whole bunch of little dudes. I was about to pick that one up, and then I was just like, you know what? It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much. I got too many other bills and shit to pay. I'm not gonna just spend it on that. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a I mean, you can already tell from our video, the fucking the Freeman is it's dope. It's one of the better it's one of the better mechs that are out there, and it's still reasonable. You know what I mean? It's still going for a reasonable price. So you know, for those of you who you got some extra money laying around, which we know there's a ton of you out there that got crazy disposable income. You know, pick it up.
Just throwing the money out the window.
Yeah, I mean, some of them do it. You see it with, like, Marvel Legends, man. You buy a $20 figure, and then you buy a $50 head. Like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's right.
Like,
that's investment right there.
Yeah. Hey, you know, if you can do it, do it. I'm not
gonna $20 figure, bro, in about 20 years,
it's gonna still
might be worth 30.
But you know, hey, if they get if that's their thing, if that's what they want to do, I'm gonna leave them alone. I'm gonna let them do their thing.
Oh, I'm not gonna leave them alone.
Hey, that time.
I'm not gonna leave them alone.
That time's passed.
Collectors are so fickle, the most fickle motherfuckers on the face of the planet.
It's true. It's very.
Everything
true.
is the definitive version until 6 months from now, when the next version comes out. That's the definitive version, and that's the definitive version.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know exactly what you mean. I just have lost interest in fighting that battle. Like, back in the day, I would be like, yeah, I'm all for educating the shit out of folks and letting them know, you know, what's going on with stuff and correcting them when they say, you know, some nonsense or whatever. Now I'm kind of to the point where it's like, hey, whatever. If that's what keeps you going, then hey, you know, do your thing. I don't have the patience anymore. I just don't.
Couldn't change the game for them dudes, man.
Yeah, you can't. Nothing you say.
Oh no, they don't give a shit.
Is gonna like, yeah, it doesn't change anything. So I'm just like, you know, hey, whatever. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. Because yeah, it doesn't change the game. No matter how much logic you use, it doesn't even change the game. So it doesn't, you know, they don't want to be proven wrong. They don't want to learn a new way. So, you know, like, hey, you do your thing. You do you, homie.
Do all of you. Keep it over there.
I know, right? God, did you see the knife that the Iron Wrecker comes with? Holy shit. It's like a buster knife. What the hell? Yeah, I need this. I need this.
That's a Joytoy?
Yeah. That's the one that looks like the ogre or the Atlas from back in the day from Titanfall 1. It's pretty nice. I was like, wow.
Where is this?
It's called the Iron Wrecker. I think it's on.
Oh yeah. I got you. I see it.
Yeah. Look at his knife. It's ridiculous. Like, what the
See, these should be 1/18 scale.
Yeah. That's
They
what
should.
I'm saying. If they do that, man, it'll be a wrap. It will be a wrap.
Yeah.
I'm pretty.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody would be all about that shit. You know.
Because I love the armor. It's like an armor fucking collar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yep.
It looks
Big-ass
fantastic.
astronaut.
All right. Well, I think we can call it a day here. We pretty much have, like, you know, gone over all the things. We hit the hour mark, so well, we're over an hour. So people got, you know, at least if you didn't know about it, you got a good idea of, you know, what this thing is capable of, what it looks like, how it scales with other things, and how it scales with your figures, because it is a 1/18 scale mech. So it or it houses 1/18 scale figures, so it towers above your Joes and stuff like that. So yeah, you'll be able to use it. Now I don't know if it would fit Halo figures. I think they're too bulky, so I have a feeling for those people who are collecting, like,
I'm going to check right now.
Yeah, it might. I mean, you'll probably have to finagle them, but I don't think it's gonna fit everybody. I know it won't fit Master Chief because I got him right here, and he's too bulky. His torso and shoulders alone is just too much.
Let me see here. Come here, you little nerd. Master Chef. Yeah, he's big.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
Master
it makes
Chef.
sense. He's supposed to be big, but yeah, it's hard for you to even get him to sit down in there. So,
Baby, can you see my halo? Sorry, couldn't help it. Something wrong with me.
oh yeah, really. Yeah, you can get him to sit in there, but he can't do anything.
Schiefer.
He can't do anything. He's too
Go
big.
in there. You're going in. You're going in, you little nerd. You're going in.
His shoulders are
Get
too
in
big,
there.
man.
Oh, he's not going in.
Yeah, he can't fit. I mean, there's smaller characters that might be able to fit, though. I mean, I know that pilot dude will fit.
Hold on. I got that blue pilot that's kind of poopy a little bit.
Yeah, because he needs to be in a Pelican, and they need to make a Pelican. If they make a Pelican, I think all of us Halo fans will be really happy. Even if it only fits like 3 or 4 guys, it still will be fucking phenomenal. And if he can sit in the cockpit, yeah, that'd be perfect. I've always wanted.
Cock.
Wow. I've always wanted a Pelican, man. I almost got the Mega Bloks one just because I was like, man, I love that design. But
Okay, so the pilot for the Halo Infinite,
yeah, he can
little
fit.
blue pilot guy, he will definitely fit right in there.
Yeah, he's not bulky. He's not bulky at all. He fits perfectly.
Yeah, he does.
The same with your Marines. They all will fit. They don't have enough
Yes.
armor to get in the way. And I'm sure I have one of the McFarlane ODSTs from back in the day. They will fit because they're about 1/18. Yeah, they're almost 1/18 scale. They're just a slight bit taller. But yeah, you guys have pretty much seen what this thing can do. So yeah, if you can find one for a good price, pick one up. I think you'll be happy with it. And yeah, I guess that's it for us, man. We've said all we need to say. Anything else?
As Curly Bill once said to Wyatt Earp, well, bye.
Could you imagine that if that was the sign off? Like, yeah, bye. Just bye. That's it.
Well,
bye.
bye.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, that's it for us.
Definitely grab one over the other mechs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find one. If it's available to you, grab one over the other mechs.
Yeah.
You'll not be disappointed.
Especially the new ones, the bigger, like the Fear Mechs. Because I think this is comparable to the Steel Bones, except you can fit a 1/18 scale figure in it, which puts it over, you know what I mean? Like, that just makes it that much more, like, for all of us that have been collecting 1/18 scale shit, like, this is perfect for that. But, yeah. That seems to be it. I don't have anything else to add. I think that's about it for me.
I'm good.
Cool.
We're good to go.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for us. You guys have been great. Peace outside.